By the end of this video, you will learn how to convert Figma button component to HTML CSS component in 3 easy steps. Step 1. So far we managed to create the navigation bar, and in the navigation bar we had again the links. The links and navigation are created. Now we move to the other section, which is the hero section. If I click on my website here, you see that from the navigation, we have 48 pixels of space between the navigation and the hero section. As well, if I click on the section in the Figma dev mode, we have a 24 pixels of gap between our main header and also our chip design, which is now with no shape. So what I can do is first click on the navigation bar and add basically a 48 pixels of margin bottom. So what we need to do is basically target the navigation bar that we have and just give it a margin bottom of 48 pixels. So here all I need to do is basically search for the nav tag. Here I have the nav tag, which is display flex. All I need to do is just add margin bottom 48 pixels. So that is the first step. Step 2. What we need to do is recreate the chip component. In the chip, if I click on the main component, here we see we have 2 different variations, and then here inside the main component I can scroll down and I see again all the CSS properties that this main chip has. So what I would do is I would copy this and I would go ahead and add the chip like before the link. So here I'm gonna add a comment and just write chip, and then as you can see here between the chip and navigation, I'll add my CSS code and I need to give it a class. So if I scroll up here, you see we have link and also we have link dash black. This means basically we have a common link styles and we are repeating it for link black, white, and off-white. So in future, if you decide to have the blue version, we can have the same approach. So we would first write chip, which is the main chip component, Command and B to paste these styles. Again, I no longer need the gap because we have no icons inside our chip. And if I go back to Figma, here I see the styles. So what I would do is I would copy that, which is unique to my chip, and I would scroll up. Here I see that it is purple, which is set to true. So what I can do is make it chip dash purple, and then for the other one, make it chip dash blue. Even though the variant is set to purple, which is false or true, in CSS we don't have this ability to set false or true. So we have to give it a CSS class name that is as close as possible to this chip. So let's just go ahead here. Under the chip, we would just write chip dash purple and then create that. Command and B to paste this, and what you notice is the border radius is common between the blue and purple chip, so we would move that to the top, and all I have to do is basically copy this chip purple, repeat it, and then replace this with the blue, and also update the text color and the background color for blue and purple chip. So if I navigate back to the Figma dev mode here for the blue one, I would scroll down. Here I have background color tertiary, so I'm going to copy that, and then I would navigate to my blue chip. Here I would remove everything and replace this with tertiary 40. Also what I need to do is basically double click and select the text. I need to copy all of this. However, what we notice is some of these styles are all being repeated, so I don't need to have every single style added. So what I would do is I would copy that, visit my chip. Here I notice that if I scroll up, previously we had the link and we set it again to font size of 12 and weight of 400. However, we didn't add the font family, so if I scroll up all the way, we added the font family to the HTML in the body, so we no longer need to repeat that. So what I need to do is basically scroll down and only add the values that are unique to the chip. So here I would Command and V and paste that. So I know I no longer need to add the line height, font style, and the font family. So I'm going to remove all of this, and I would only keep font size and font weight, which is unique to this chip. Also, this color doesn't belong here, so I need to cut that and add it to the purple. So I'm going to save this and go back to the Figma dev mode. So in Figma dev mode, all I have to do is again double click on the blue one and here copy the color and then scroll down and then just add the text color for the blue chip. If I navigate to the live browser, here you see we already have all the links created, so we can test it. Since we already have the chip, let's for example change the pricing and download to different chip colors to see whether our CSS styling works. So what I would do is I would go here to the index HTML. Here on the pricing, instead of having link off-white, I would replace that again with chip and also chip dash purple. Also, I would delete the link because I no longer want the link. Also, I would copy that and replace the download as well with chip and chip blue. So if I save this and view this in the browser, right now we managed to create 2 additional design token, and as you can see, our download and pricing exactly have the identical look and feel that we have on the Figma side. So I'm going to revert the changes, so we are back to our original link design. So here I would just Command and Z multiple times, so we are basically back to link and link off-white. Step 3. So since we managed to recreate the chip component, using HTML and CSS, all we have to do is visit the website and now replace this with Notion AI. And also if I take a look at the section, here you see we have 24 pixels of gap, and then on the left hand side, let's just close the pages. And if we take a look at the section here, again, we only have one chip, and then we have the text. So first we need to create the section, and then the section, again, if we take a look at the right side, we have flex and column, and the gap is 24 pixel. So in this example, we do need the gap because we want to have a gap of 24 pixels section. So what I would do is first copy that, visit our HTML, and here I would create another section, give it a class of hero. So in this example, I would just type hero. If you type your HTML element like that, section.hero, and if you press tab, it would actually create a section and it would give it a class of hero. So here in HTML, I can also add a comment and then just write hero section, and then here all I have to do is basically navigate to my CSS styles, and hero section comes after nav. So what I need to do is create another comment and then just type in hero, and right underneath I would just type in hero and then Command and V and paste the styles. You don't need align self stretch, so what I would do is I would remove that and I would keep everything here. So if I go ahead and save this, nothing would happen because the hero section is empty. However, what I need to do is basically create that chip. So here I would just give it a class of chip, and if you notice we are using the purple one, so I need to give it chip-purple and press tab, and you see right now VS Code created the chip and chip purple class. And if I go ahead and visit Figma dev mode, here you see we have Notion with AI. So here I can basically have the content copied to my clipboard, visit back the Visual Studio Code and add the Notion with AI here. Again, go back to Figma dev mode. So I'm going to copy the content for the H1 and then go ahead in Visual Studio Code, type in H1, Command and V and paste the content. So if I go ahead in the browser and check this, right now we see we exactly are replicating the design in Figma. However, the typography style is missing. So what we can do is go back to Figma, and then here on the H1 we see that we have some typography style. So we would copy that to our clipboard, and then again we visit the Visual Studio Code, and then here we have again the section which has the hero class, and then inside we have H1. So what we can do is go to the hero and then basically select H1, which means make sure we have hero, and then go one level deep, which is the H1, and then paste the Figma CSS here. Again, we need to do some cleanup. In this example, the font style, we don't need that. Font family, we don't need that. Text align, we do want it to keep it center. Line height, we do need it, but we don't need the comment. And I think we should be good to go. If we save this and check this in the browser, here you see we exactly replicated our design. In the browser, I can right click and inspect, and then here you see the inspect panel appears. So what I can do is basically drag the inspect panel to kind of see the responsive behavior, and exactly it is working the same way I want. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more design tips and tutorials, and let me know what you think in the comments down below.